the next
Okay.
one in their blue phase, I guess.
It's okay.
It's really weird because they started going in phases, and I knew it as a kid that they're going through phases where I don't know. They went through kind of like a yellowish greenish phase with their first three movies, I guess, if you really squint at it. Blue with Monsters Inc. and the next one, and a red phase with The Incredibles and Cars, and then they went through
Huh,
kind of a purplish bluish phase with Ratatouille and Wall-E, and
maybe,
then
yeah.
they stopped doing the phases. So I don't know why. I just noticed that. Anyway,
Interesting. Huh.
Finding Nemo.
Finding
Kind
Nemo.
folks.
Not as familiar with this one.
Kind folks.
I know two girls that love this show or this
Show.
movie.
This guy.
It's the latest hit movie.
Yes. This is probably the most well-rounded Pixar film I've ever seen. It's got
That's a good way to put it.
it's got
For
just
sure.
enough heartfelt moments to make you cry, just enough funny stuff to make you giggle your pants off. It's like half and half. It's not necessarily completely uneven like Monsters Inc. or Toy Story, probably, for certain aspects of it. It's not,
Yes.
and it's also not heavily mulchy, sad stuff like another movie that we'll get to later on. No
Oh
spoilers.
yeah.
No spoilers, but it has an old man in it, and I just spoiled it for
It
you.
does. That's about where I stopped watching them.
Indeed. Anyway, Finding Nemo is awesome. I gotta say, it is.
Yeah, good film.
Yeah, my girlfriend, the Niddick, if you will,
And Sasha's girlfriend. I
quite.
think.
No, she. I was gonna say the Niddick probably. Oh, I can't believe I'm saying this. Brave is probably her favorite Pixar film, which
Oops.
just head shakes all around. But her second one definitely is Finding Nemo. It's
I see.
it's just it's about it's more than just an ocean movie, which is where a lot of it's where a lot of cheaper animated films kind of come from, because you can just have the fish float and you don't have to animate a lot of stuff. You can just have them float around doing whatever.
Yeah.
But they really tried. Okay, they have the water effects. This was also the time where they tried to redo. There's like the special test that they did where they animated like a wave or something. Like they had like a video of a wave, and then they tried to animate it. They tried to animate the same wave, and they tried to compare it. And apparently they showed it to some people, and they could barely tell that which wave was animated or not. Apparently, according to the Pixar story, aka their documentary and all that. So
Interesting.
this was that
Fun
time
fact.
and all that. So they made the
Yeah.
water. It's as vibrant. It's so, I gotta say, okay. The water, the coral, the ocean is just absolutely spectacular. I gotta say, this is no wonder this film almost grossed $1 billion at the box office. Okay, because it's just that good. So what's this film about? In short, it's
Tell
about
us.
what?
I said tell us, because I couldn't do too well on this one.
So in short, it's about Marlin and Nemo.
Yep.
I'm not going to go into a whole lot of details, but Nemo disrespects his dad, gets kidnapped, gets put into a fish tank. Marlin goes across.
With Dory.
What?
With Dory.
Yes, he eventually finds her, but they go off together across, quote unquote, across the ocean to find him. Which I gotta say, if you look on a map, you look at the Great Barrier Reef. They go to Australia. They go to Sydney, right? They go to Sydney in the Great Barrier Reef. There is a lot of ocean in between. There is a lot of ocean that they cover in between the Great Coral Reef and Sydney, let me tell you.
Yeah. GBR.
Yes. Anyway, the tank gang, if you will, they got a few memes in there too. I'm not gonna lie, they got some funny-ish memes in there too, like shark bait, oopaba, that type of thing.
Oh yeah.
And basically, Marlin grows to accept that Nemo needs to be on a longer leash. Like, he needs to let him go and do his thing, Needs to let him go and stop being overly protective.
Yeah.
And Nemo begins to realize his bravery and all that. Like, he can do certain things and all that. They kind of grow apart, but then they grow together, if you will. And eventually, yes, they do find each other. Again, this is a very short summary, but that's the brilliance of this film. I'm telling you the summary, but there's just so much more. I can tell you all these jokes that they do, like Bruce, the sharks that are vegetarians and all that. Fish are friends, not food.
Yep.
Hilarious. The whole plan to escape the tank is absolutely hilarious. The germaphobe, the cool star and all that, the bubble fish, the crab, the French crab for some reason, which is just so random. It's hilarious. There's not really a villain in this. There's not really a villain in this whole thing. I mean, Darla's kind of a villain, but she's just the antagonist. I wouldn't even call her a villain. She doesn't really have a whole lot of effect to the main characters. They just got to get away from her, It's like saying that. Yeah. It's like saying that in Indiana Jones, the big giant boulder at the beginning of the movie is the main antagonist of Indiana Jones, basically. Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
It's basically like that. It's non-consequential. There's no villain, but the story is done in such a brilliant and just amazing, touching way that it struck a chord with a lot of people. And I dare say this is a lot of people's favorite Pixar film. Really? And I can't blame them. Apparently, like you said, Sasha's girl GF, that's her favorite film or whatever from Pixar.
I think she at least had the GameCube game for it. That's about all I know.
She has a GameCube game
of Finding Nemo. Yeah.
Wow, she's more of a nerd than I previously thought. Good going for her. Anyway.
Yeah, she's pretty cool. But yeah,
indeed, very nice job. I would not expect that from her. But anyway.
Well, she had it as a kid. But anyway.
Oh, okay. Well. Oh, I thought she was younger than that. Okay, whatever. Anyway.
No, our age. All right, but
anyway.
The ultimate anyway.
Son, your experience with Finding Nemo. What's your favorite parts of it? Go.
Fish are friends, not food was not too bad. I liked the imagery of the reef, nice and colorful. The fish tank was pretty neat. The girl with the braces was kind of funny.
Darla.
Yeah. was it Ellen that played Dory?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, toilet sauce. That kind of made
Yeah.
that take a mild dump in the bowl there, but
she's kind of she was quietly canceled. Let me tell you.
perhaps yes.
No,
A
not
few too
perhaps.
many,
She was quite canceled.
few too many bad experiences from the kind celebrities, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah. I had the same video game as a certain someone we just mentioned. So on the PS2, not the GameCube, but I played through like the first level and then did something else in my life. So that's about all I know. I know you could swim around. That's about it.
Yeah.
The turtle was pretty
Oh,
radically
Bruce.
man.
Oh man.
Oh, bro, like
The great,
totally
the great
strapped up,
EAS.
bro.
The great
Like, oh, bro,
EAC.
you get pitted, man. Like
Once
so.
you know, once
I
they know,
mean,
you know. Oh, Squirt is
yeah,
Squirt's the Niddick's favorite character because, of course, you know it's a little surfer dude. Oh, yeah. The turtles are clearly the best part of this film.
yes,
Unconsequentially, that's why they're the only, other than the core three, they're the only ones that make another appearance in the sequel, which we'll get to. But anyway, yeah.
yes.
I'd say,
Foof. FOOF. Foof.
what would, yeah, I mean, Finding Nemo, I mean, what else is there to say? There's just it's just absolute gold. It is absolute gold. Son, what would you rate Finding Nemo?
Probably lower than you, but I'm gonna say I'll barely give it a 7.
Oh my gosh! Oh,
I don't
heresy,
know.
son.
It didn't really. I don't know. It was just not that memorable for me. I don't know why.
Oh, they didn't jingle keys in your face.
No, they didn't. That's what Mr. Waterdouche did. No, I'm kidding. But no, that's why I like Monsters Incorporated. No, I don't know. It just, I don't know. I really can't quite put my finger on it, but I know that it's, you know, an iconic one and it's very well loved, and I fully respect that. But I don't know what it was. Just something about the theme of it. It didn't captivate me as much as some of the others. You know what? I'll tell you what. I'll bump it up to an 8. I think that might be a bit more. I mean,
if that's what you want to do, I don't want to force you to do what you don't want to do. If that's truly what you want to do, that's up to you. It
truly is.
Okay.
It is.
All right.
An 8. I think 8's actually more realistic.
Okay. 10 out of 10. Oh.
10? Okay.
Yes. I listen. Okay.
I will not be raising it to a 10.
It is a 10. It is a 10 for me. Okay. Listen. Just the thing. The memes that came out of this film. Okay. The amount of memes, the amount of story, it's just all well rounded for me. You know, it's just, it looks good. It is good. I feel good after seeing it. I laughed. I cried. This is what I watch movies for. Okay. Listen. Okay. And I think, I personally think that this, unlike Monsters Inc., where I wanted more, just I don't know, 10 more minutes of hilarity or something. I don't know. This, I think, ended just perfectly. I think it's just not too much, not too little. It's just right. It's just...
That might be what it is. Maybe it got a little long. Maybe. That's why that kind of makes sense, actually.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know. But for me, it's the perfect length.
The right length, huh?
It's
Okay.
just the right length, just the right amount of laughs, just the right
And
amount of cries.
and you know what? A lot of people would agree. So I'd say that's a win for Pixar.
Yes, indeed. I mean, people just bought like $821 million worth of tickets. So, I mean, there you go.
They did. They did.
But
This was true.